Hey again, everybody. So today I want to talk about endurance and I guess patience and kind of how those two are more or less the same thing, even though within different contexts they can mean very different things. And the title of the video is Don't Stop Now. And I had wrote that down yesterday, well actually this morning, right after I woke up, because I was thinking last night of what the next thing in my next video should be. And I was having trouble coming up with a specific quote or specific idea to really focus on. So I thought more about and really the core of these videos is just what I'm going through at the current moment, and then I speak on what I'm going through and what I'm trying to do to assist myself through it. So more or less this is the same thing, but I think much more of a zoomed out perspective. Because saying don't stop now, I am referring to the times when you want to quit, and times when you do want to stop, and when you feel like progress has halted. And that's certainly been something that has been happening to me these past few nights. And mostly nighttime, that's kind of when those more negative thoughts settle in. That's not to say that doesn't happen during the day too, during classes, during whatever. But I want to kind of highlight that these days still happen. Even though I might be on a good path, and I wouldn't say I'm on a perfect path, but I would hope to be able to say that I'm on a benefiting path for me. That what I'm trying to do is trying to be better. And I hope I'm doing the correct things to get myself to a better and newer version of me. And my endurance, though, doesn't always pull through. There are days, like yesterday, like Monday, kind of, where I have that doubt, and I have that loss of perspective on what I'm doing. And I just made that video on things aren't getting worse, your perspective is getting old. So I had re-listened to what I said in that video last night. And it was, one of those kind of out of body moments where I was like, all right, I've already said this thing. Why now am I suddenly struggling with it? So I analyzed what's my current perspective. And the current feeling is that I'm not really seeing the same progress, and not that it hasn't been that long. It's only been a few days where I've kind of felt this sort of loss of passion for what I'm doing. And I also just think it's just from being sore, been climbing a lot more and things like that. So just, body fatigue kind of attributing to the mental health. And so I've been thinking about what can I do to change my perspective, and thinking don't stop now. I've already done so much and I've already come so far. Why should I stop? And not that I had an urge to quit anything, like stop going to the gym or stop journaling or whatever. But I had that kind of moment of, what am I doing? Is what I'm doing actually making any difference? And so this video is more of a analysis on that these things still happen. Even if you are on a good path, you're still going to have days where you don't feel like you are, where the results don't feel like they're still coming, and you lose some of that perspective that was getting you further. But like I said in the things aren't getting worse video, that perspective might just be getting old, and maybe you need to look at it from a new one. And so along those lines, and kind of trying to apply what I say, the perspective that I'm trying to look at things now is that obviously I've done things that have benefited me. My confidence is much higher than it was. My speaking ability, I think, is much better. And things that I thought impossible for me last year are entirely within my reach now. And so being able to see that and actually analyze the growth helps a lot. But this new perspective that I'm trying to put on is that it is a day-by-day effort. It's a day-by-day experience. And that's what it is an experience. It's not a test. It's not a proving oneself kind of thing. You are proving yourself to yourself in a way, but it's not a test. And I think that's the biggest thing of my old perspective that was beginning to be a stressor, was that I was looking at things as, okay, this is a test for me that I need to pass, that I need to get past this thing. I need to score highly within a standard in my mind, that I need to do certain things that will allow me to pass, and I can feel satisfied that I've done that thing. So I was subconsciously kind of putting these, numbers to what I was doing. How many, tracking macros when I'm training, putting numbers to things was starting to stress me out. And not that tracking macros and, things like that is bad. I still do that. But putting a quantity or a quantifiable amount on my effort wasn't the right perspective. Or at least is an old perspective now. So now I'm trying to put it into, don't stop now. I've already come so far. What can I do today, even if it's just one thing? What can I do today or continue to do that is going to allow me to stay on the path? And that's not easy to narrow down all the time. For example, today I just had one class. I'm in between classes now. I have another class in about an hour. And by that time, I'll have that class, and I'll have one after that. I'll get back, and I'm going climbing with a friend afterwards. And then I have a big project that I have to work on tonight. So I know what my checklist is of things to do, the things that I'm expected from other people to do, right? And I'm expecting myself to do those things too. But I want to do something more than that. I want to do more than what's expected of me from other people, especially do more than what I'm expecting of myself. Because of course I expect myself to do my homework, to go to class, to go climb, to do the things that I've already said that I'm going to do. But what can I do to do more? What can I do to motivate myself to not stop now? And so to list a couple things that I can do, that I will actually write down as I'm saying this. I'm going to pull up my notes app. I want to read tonight, for sure. I want to get at least one chapter down in the book that I'm currently reading. So read one chapter. I want to write a page in my journal, because I have not been as on top of that as of late. I want to talk to somebody I haven't spoken to in a while. And I have a couple people in mind. I have an old friend from last year that I haven't hung out with in a while. So I'd like to reach out to him and get something set up, because I feel like catching up with old people and telling them kind of this new version of you can help with that perspective and help you see the growth that you have made. And not that I just want to meet up with him for my own sake, but because I do care about him and I want to know what's going on in his life and if there's anything that I can do to be more of a part of it. So yeah, so those are kind of a few goals that I want to add on to what I'm already going to plan on doing today. And I am hoping that this new shift can kind of be a motivator of not to stop, but to add something on each day that is going to carry the momentum. And it's not going to be easy every day. And I've definitely been feeling that. It's not always, you don't always feel great when you first wake up. You're not always going to have energy. You're not always going to sleep well. Your body's going to get sick. You're going to get tired. And you're going to get mentally burnt out. And being able to accept that is one of the most important things to being on any self-improvement path, because you can have weeks where everything is flowing, you're in that flow state, everything is going as you planned, you're talking to new people, you're confident, you have things going on, and suddenly your body gives out, or you run out of stamina, whatever it is, and you feel like you've crashed. But we keep enduring, we keep moving. Don't stop now, because the old you is counting on you to be what they hoped you would be. And the future you is counting on you to prepare yourself for this better version that's coming. So don't stop now, keep moving, and don't let these off days completely turn you off from these goals. So that's what I'm trying to do, trying to execute. And of course, these videos are just ways for me to update myself and people interested on what I have going on and my thoughts on them. So that'll be about it for now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.